KCB. Best platform for the next generation rugby medalists. Coordination for both teams. Make a stake. Big battle. The Nyati. Ladies and gentlemen, the next 40 minutes. 5th place semi. Number 2. Kicking us off.
5th place, the second semi-finals. KCB taking on Nyati. KCB lost earlier after leading in the first half. Then they came unstuck in the second half to lose their cup quarterfinals against the Zimbabwe.
How close was that, Elijah? How
It was very close. Just a few errors from KCB in the second half, and Zimbabwe were given a sneak into the game. They took it well and finished strongly to win that one. Nyati, on the other hand, lost a big score against the Kenya Shujaa. And therefore, this one is a rematch from yesterday's game, where KCB emerged victorious in the pool match, 21-7. Nyati have an opportunity to get one against KCB. Always a hard one, you know, for KCB, knowing that they won yesterday and they have to do the same today. But Nyati will want to even the scores by winning this one and denying KCB a chance to contest for the 5th place final. Coming back to the shorter side, KCB keeping the ball alive and then recycling it well in the racks, but losing this one. It's a proper jackal there from Nyati.
That was a good turnover, really in terms of speed. Won the race there in the collision area. That's not going to hurt. And eventually it's the outcome, I think.
Yeah, quick restart there from KCB from the line out. They are looking to open their accounts here. Then cut back, Kevin Ochieng with a side step, puts his mate in space, and KCB go ahead in this one, scoring their first try. That is Sunday Dominic. Sunday Dominic benefiting from that Kevin Ochieng offload after he stepped his defender, putting him into space.
Eventually looks like a simple try. KCB, I think, benefiting from that quick line of the player set up, and then the cut out here. And it was a good step, and then an inside pass to Sunday Dominic, who just saunters in under the post for a 7-point lead.
Brian Wahinya with a successful conversion, and KCB trying to pick up from where they left against Nyati yesterday. It's a psychological battle, this one, for Nyati to win after losing yesterday 21-7. They have enough time to get their ducks into row here.
Referee says knock on.
Yeah,
I think it's double knock on. There's a first initial knock on by KCB, and then now knock on by Nyati, the contact there, so Nyati get the ball here.
No advantage. Nyati get the ball, have a put in the scrum. Brian, that's Tony Ogoma. Tony Ogoma out. Ball comfortable to Davis Masiga, who swings it further out. And going into contact there, Branton Musisa jackals and is rewarded. Turnover to KCB. Then they look to swing it quickly out wide. Kevin Ochieng with a delayed pass. But Sunday Dominic has been strong in contact, carries it in, taking their time. And then stepping back, Kilwake Sifuna. Kevin Ochieng dummies that one, steps. But two players come in, that ball is out. Then secured quickly. Obat Kuke told to watch himself there. He's a juggler, professional juggler actually.
is always in that area for turnovers. But he missed that opportunity, but expect to see Kuke in the next one. Here we go.
He's a very strong man, and there he goes for it. This time round, he's rewarded. That's where he earns his living, in the breakdown.
Right on cue.
Does he have the pace to go? He looks for support. He did his bit to turn it over. Tony Ogoma goes into contact. Looks like a high tackle.
Yeah,
yes, it
like
is.
a high tackle.
Referee playing advantage. Then going back into traffic, carrying it strongly. Mark Demba offloads. Still advantage being played here. That looks like a knock-on. Advantage was over.
No, I think there was no advantage. I don't think there was an advantage. High tackle is being called.
Yeah, I thought so.
Correct, you're right.
Advantage was still being played there. So Nyati with ball in hand.
Women's semi-finals after this, Elijah.
Yeah, we
Costa
get to see
Blanca.
Costa Blanca
Take on Uganda.
That will be a tough one. I think Costa Blanca favorites, but Uganda have been good.
They have.
Putting there for Nyati, strong platform and taking off, going. Seems like he needs support here. An offload would have done miracles and wonders for him there, but never had sight of the supporting player. Still straightening, going into contact, and then offloading Mark Demba. Another chicken wing pass from Ogoma that is knocked on. Yeah, that knock on there, curtailing their move from Tony Ogoma.
This is just a similar sort of kind of play they were having against Kenya Shujaa. You see, it looks like there's a collision there between friendly fire between two KCB players.
Yeah.
Nyati just somehow worked their way to the opposition 5 meter or just about 10 meters out of the try line, and then somehow
they don't finish it.
Yes, finish this possession.
But Kuke seems like he's taking a break. Or is it a yellow? No, he's being substituted.
How good has he been at Kuke Bat?
Yeah, I mean, he is one of those that the team and the coach trusts to turn over possession. Goes with that body frame, it's a trunk of a man. Goes over the ball, you're not moving him. I think he has one of the biggest stats on turnovers in this tournament. I've seen quite a number from him. Kevin Ocheng, the 18-year-old, to Branton Usisa shrugs off Dego, and he's now cantering, strolling into the try box after doing all of the work in the first 10 meters.
That was about 190 meters display there, because on one end of the field was Nyati just about to score 5 meters out, and then eventually now this is the missed tackle at the end there, I think.
Yeah, missed
Carlo Mito, if I'm not mistaken, just missing him out, and then you have to go all the way 95 meters back for a try.
Wahinya with an attempted conversion that sails wide. KCB, after weathering the storm from Nyati in their own 22, have a line break, a clean break at the YouTube page. We appreciate your presence, we appreciate you joining us. You can see there from Sukimau and a couple of other regulars. Share it out as we get to the business end of this tournament. The finals just around the corner for all categories, both women and men. KCB looking to pick it up from where they stopped in the first half. Wonder how do Nyati get themselves back into this one, Oscar?
It's a mindset, I think, on this one. Well, a combination of mindset and, of course, there's a physical side, which is to execute. Mindset in the sense that a bit of patience when they get to the final, because they are getting, to the trial, they're getting line breaks, but just that final execution, which I would argue is a mindset thing. Maybe a bit more patient when they get to the 5 meters out, because they've gotten there a couple of times.
Yeah.
So when the opportunity comes, I think you just have to have that mindset of being a bit patient. Still close here, 12 points difference. We see an overlap here, but again, if they can execute the tackles.
Brandon Lusisa not shy of getting into that contact area. He trusts in his physique and body frame. This one might be Jackal. They need to come in quickly. Austin Sikuto.
I think they're missing a bat on this one.
Yeah, he should have been there. Kevin Ocheng with a step there. Oh, wonderful try there from the 18-year-old, the youngest player on the pitch. That's why you're seeing all those players coming in. He was in high school just last year, and he fried that one and prepared it. You will see here he's telegraphing for a sidestep.
Yeah, he had put his head on one side, but you could see where his eyes wound.
Yeah.
His head was going to the left. Yeah, but he was stepping off his right foot.
Again, I mean, when you have such a good sidestep, the defender is you show him no mercy.
Especially if you're running across, they are desperate to defend. Wonderful try there from the young man. And perhaps one of not just KCB. There you go. Not just KCB sevens, but perhaps in other colors from some of the select teams from Kenya.
Yeah, he was initially selected in the squad after the 7th series and put Fidel Chimwani there to the turf with that wicked sidestep. KCB raise it here. Now they have a very comfortable lead, 19-0. And if Nyati had any impressions on attack, we would have said they still are in this one. But for them to come back, they have to be perfect from here going forward to Oscar.
Yes, again, I said it's an execution thing. I think Obat has had his time on the bench. I think they want to bring him back because they're missing his turnovers and his powerful carries. But again, KCB, Jenkins, just about 18 meters out from the Nyati try line. Nyati need the ball here, desperately need the ball.
Yeah, they need the ball, and looks like they have lost an opportunity there. Tyson coming in and Kevin passing it down the ranks there. Pondo attempting a sidestep and is apprehended, but releases the ball in time. They go to the left where they have numbers. They need to straighten and offload that ball. But now it's a case of all players trying to get themselves onto the scoreboard, cutting back in. Kimaya Clyde chips it over, and then Emmanuel Opondo finally enjoying his rugby here, gets himself onto the scoreboard with that smile.
Like Kimaya was going to go far there.
Yeah, it looks like he was running away from his support.
Yes, he seems to be another sidestep too many, but looks like his final decision there to get it on the foot paid off. Again, Nyati,
yeah. Nyati now coming unstuck and the wheels coming off here. We expected a fight from them, but KCB, the National 7 Circuit, Kenya National 7 Circuit's champion, showing why they deserve to be in the Safari Sevens, the 27th edition.
The pedigree just coming through there. Even though this is, there's a lot of huge players from the first team KCB.
Yeah, having around, I think, 8 or 7 players in the Moran and Shujaa setup, but they have enough depth to produce such performance. Mulinge cuts back in and straightens, one of the most impressive players in the National 7 Circuit that was concluded recently. He's captaining this side, shrugs off Kevin Ocheng, and then has the presence of mind to pass the ball back in, and they go over Anderson Oduor. Yeah.
You know, I know you and I are a big fan of
Anderson.
It may not be your biggest player,
but he has a rugby brain.
When you combine him with Bat Kuke there, Bat back on the field, powerful player. They could bring him down about, took about 2-3 plays, but still had enough in him to offload that to Mulinge, who ran a very good line and get good away from the attentions of the young man there, Kennedy. And then eventually another good support line there from Anderson Oduor, the mercurial Zetech University player. Look at that.
Yeah,
just getting rid of Kevin. And then Anderson just calling out there.
And we've seen most players getting into touch when they're in that winger role, but Dennis Mlinge just offloaded on time to ensure that he doesn't kill the momentum in that attack.
But referee's calling tackle got him. I think about that risky getting the yellow card.
Very frustrated. He never got any reward there. Yeah, this one is dangerous for him.
Yeah, I think eventually the yellow card does come. Eventually that yellow card.
I think he's signing off from this match.
This is
he's not even going to the scene, going straight to the bench. He's going straight to the bench, appreciating that he'll never get the opportunity to come back. But he's been called. He must have his time on that notice it.
Well, if you consider the time, the clock, I think that's it for Bad for Safari 7 in the tournament. I think he's played very well. In attack as well. He's had his improvements in attack as well.
Yeah, he always gets into the space, and we've seen a lot of basketball passes from him. Brandon Lusisa with ball, not shy of getting into contact. Retains it and offloads to Jenkins. Jenkins goes over despite the attentions of Tony Ogoma in defense. Signing off in this one. Jenkins, Kiburuto
has the last save here.
Yeah, Brandon Lusisa did well with that touch, right?
He did. Make sure the ball comes back. Even as Jenkins was scoring that, Kelvin Ochieng was right close there with him. So support play there from KCB. And as you said earlier, Elijah, I think the quality of the National Sevens circuit champions coming through eventually here against this quickly put together Nyati side versus Select. Good support player from Jenkins on Lusisa.
Yeah, there is enough time for a final kickoff from KCB. And win this one, they will take on UK Select in the 5th place finals. This will be the end of the road for Nyati. But they will look to close strongly. Another line break from Dennis Mlinge. Only 2 line breaks we've seen so far, and they have been courtesy of Dennis Mlinge. Offload from Brian Ondego. This one will be a popular try if they can get it across. Carl Omito offloads and badges himself over. Carl Omito benefiting from that offload from Brian Ondego.
Carl almost making amends here for the, I think he had a couple of missed tackles in either side of this game in terms of the first half and second. Sisa there just congratulating him on that try, but at the time there, I think Sisa beat Kyle. Oh, no, what should have been an easy tackle, but he scores here. Very popular try here. Nyati having the last say of this one, Elijah, even though they lose out to KCB.
Yeah, I select. This is a big win for them. 31-10, an improvement from yesterday when they met, and emerged winners 24-12.